Yo, hi there, people. I had a sudden thought. I thought you might find it interesting if I was to show you and introduce you to my collection of Triang R155 diesel switches, the yard switches. Right, okay, I'll come down here and I'll talk you through them, each one in turn. Right, okay, get down on my knees, whoops. Right, well, the first three are the ones I'm most proud of. Well, in fact, I'm proud of all of them really, but I suppose I'm happy to be able to have the first three more than any. It's probably a better way of putting it. Okay, right, R155, the very first one in red or maroon. Yeah, Triang Railways, obviously. There she is, with the running number 5007. Now the 5 is worn off on there, but again, like most of the items I do have replacement transfers, but just haven't got around to doing it. Now, this is a 1957. You can see she's in brilliant condition. Cool. And she's a very, very original one. Nothing's been redone on her. And you can see on the front, it's always a way of telling if you've got an original one, because when you look at the lights on both the front and the back, there's no rivet in them, whereas later on in life they ended up with a rivet in there, as did most of the Triang locos with lights. So that is a genuine original, the first one ever in maroon. Right, now this is quite a hard one to find. Now moving on, this is also another one that I'm very proud to have, and again, if you look at the no rivet on the light, this is another 1957. This is even more harder to find and more sought after than the maroon one. Again, she's 5007 in brilliant condition, as again you can see. So there, that's pretty cool. Now everywhere you sort of go and look for these things, it's always stated that the red, the maroon and the green ones are the hardest ones to find, and apparently the green one is the hardest of them all. Now I sort of would agree with that in a way, but what I have found, the original first series yellow ones don't seem to hardly come up, even as much as one or two of these come up every now and then. Like say the green one, less frequent, but at the end of the day I found it actually harder finding the original yellow one. But here is one. At long last I've got it. There we go. Again, 1957, no rivet in the light, brilliant condition. As you can see, hardly anywhere on her at all. The worst part was the most of the black was gone, and I have painted that, although I've used gloss, and I should have used eggshell or matte, which I hadn't got at the time, but I can redo that. I'm not really fussed about that, but as long as there's nothing broken, that's the most important thing. So there she is. That's all three original ones, all 1957 vintage, all in superb condition. Now for those of you who know anything about these, none of the original ones ever had that coupling. They all had the Mark II coupling, the open coupling. Now I'm not a fan of that coupling, so I basically, what I've done is I've literally changed the chassis on all three of these, and if you look here again, I've fitted them all with the smooth wheels. So we've got a 1957 loco that is very capable of going over the modern points, Pico, Hornby, without a problem. So there we go. So I've changed all the chassis on those, and they've all got the pilots, or some people call them cow catchers, but it's actually called a pilot. Yeah, and they're all beautiful. So now we'll move on to the fourth one. Now this is about the most common one. I'm sure many of you out there have seen this and probably almost certainly got one. And you'll see now what I mean about the rivet. That's when they started putting the rivets in. So that's the hazard striped one. Again, this one's in beautiful condition. I mean, the writing is like, wow, it's mint. Like I say, these aren't that hard to find. Again, he needed a touch up on the roof, and I've used a bit of a black pen on that one to do that, but I've used to spray it properly when I get myself some more paint. But yeah, so by then they'd changed the number to 7005. So yeah, that's the first four along to there. Right, now we'll move on. Now the Canadian Pacific, which is this one, which has got the hazard stripe front, like so. Not really a collector's one that much. This one doesn't fetch a lot of money, but it's nice to have it. Yeah, running number 1553 down there behind the rail. And again, this one's got the smooth wheels, although this one actually came with them. I have found that most of the Continental ones do actually come with the smooth wheels already in this later chassis here with the Mark III type coupling. But there is a grey and yellow version of this. I'm not sure, I can't remember the running number. I think it's 3000. And I haven't got that one. That's one that's eluded me so far. But then we move on to this one, which is the Black 3000, and this is the Canadian National, whereas that is the Canadian Pacific, and so is the grey one. But this one is Canadian National. Beautiful condition. There's a pilot missing off the front there. I've got it, it's downstairs. I forgot to put it back on. But yeah, that's no big deal. I just forgot to put it on because I just painted them. But yeah, no problem with that at all. And then finally, we got this one, which is the Australian one, Victorian Railways. Yes, pilots are on that one. Again, she's got the rivet in the lamp at the front and back. But you'll note there's no railings on the sides on this. And this is how it came out. They've obviously used the same mould because all the holes are there for the railings. Personally, I don't like the look of it without the railings, so I might just get my hands on a couple of scrappers and use the railings on this, because I would prefer to see them on it. But you know, for authenticity, this is correct as it came from the Triang factory, and that the running number that is 34051. There was suggestions, or there has been suggestions, that there was another one of these made in maroon again with the Victorian V on the front, with another running number. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's in the book, but with a question mark as to whether it was actually ever made with this different running number. But there she is. That's the Victorian Railways. Now there is one more, and that is the blue Victorian Railways one, and I don't have that one. I think the running number on it is T336. I've got my eye on one on eBay. Yeah, we'll just see how that one goes. So I just need to get the blue Victorian one, and I need to get the grey Canadian Pacific one, and then I've got them all. There is worth mentioning here, there is a Transcontinental yellow one, and there is a Trans-Australia yellow one. Both of those have the hazard stripes like that. I'm not over fussed about collecting them because they look just the same without the, you know, with the change of writing. But if they come along at the right price, yeah, I might just add them to the collection. So there we go, gang. Hope you like that. That's all my R155s. Although these aren't called 155, I think it was R308 or something like that. But they're all the same switcher anyway. So there you go, gang. And there's the best three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm proud of those three. Yeah, and they're worth a bob. That's all I'm going to say on that one. So yeah, okay, that's it, guys. I'm going to get up, back off. I'll say nighty night, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Hang on a minute, hang on, don't go. There's something I forgot, something rather important to tell you. So yeah, you'll notice if I come back over the top of these locos, you'll see here that every one of them has got the hatch on the top, like so, and so, and so, and finally, and so. Every one of those has got the hatch. Now, you know when you've got a super rare one, when you get one like this, which is, there's the rare red, maroon, sorry, there's the rare maroon, my one that I've got in my collection, and here is another one. Now this one, not brilliant, you know, some of the writing's worn, some of the lines a bit worn. It can be done, it's not a problem to put these things right. This is an original 57 again, and it has got the original old coupling, which is the one I don't like, and it's got the original front and rear pilots not broken, because they're very often missing or broken. So bodiless is in superb condition, just needs a little bit of TLC, but it is quite a rare one, not only because it's a maroon anyway, but also because look, it's got no hatch. it's a different moulding. It's not got a hatch. It's got a bit of a deep scuff there, which could be filled in and painted over. Some of the black needs painting anyway, but that is a rare one. Quite, in fact, very rare, to be honest with you. And I'm about to put this one on eBay because I've got my mint one at the back, and I'm not bothered about the hatch thing really myself, so I'm quite prepared to let that one go. So it should be going on eBay sometime over the next couple of weeks, so if you're interested, keep your eye out for it, guys. So yeah, sorry about that false ending there, but I think that's about it. So I'll say good night to you again, and ta-ra.